guys, it is Jessica. Welcome to my channel, J Crafty, and welcome to episode 2 of my price challenge series. Last week, I made a DIY macram that I found on Etsy for $110, made it for $17. If you missed it, no big deal. Link in the bio below if you want to watch it. But this week, I am doing a custom throw pillow challenge, so let's get into that. So the throw pillow that I am challenging today is an elephant throw pillow that I found on the Urban Outfitters website. It is on here for $49. I think I can make it for cheaper than that, which I have my Joann's receipt right here. Before I go any further, I just want to let you guys know I'm not sponsored by Joann's. I'm not plugging them for any special reason. They're just the closest material store that I have to my house, and I get really good coupons from them, so that's why I use them the most often. So, you know, obviously look at my view count. I'm only getting like 20 views per video, so Joann's ain't even looking at me, so don't even worry about it. Okay, so back to my receipt. So the materials that I bought to make the pillow out of, I got yard long one piece that I got was $8.99. Again, I had a 60% off a regular item coupon, so that helped with that. And then this piece, which was half a yard, was $5.99. The little bead guys that I got 2 of them. These were $2.99 each, so $6 for both of these. Little tassels. I know in my basket video I taught you guys how to make tassels, and usually I do, but just for the sake of time, I just thought I would buy them. One of these was $3.79 each, basically $4 each, and I got 3 of them, so 16. And then of course the filling for the pillow I got in the clearance section for $5. So if I do my math correctly, 9, 6, that's 15, 18, 21, 37, $42. In 49, 42, it's still less. It's up to you if you would want to pay the extra $7 just to go out and buy it, but the fun is in making stuff. That's why we're doing it. So I still made my challenge because I came over the $49. Get to making. Of course, the other part of the challenge is, can I make it look as decent as the actual pillow? So we shall find out. Okay, I'm gonna draw it on the knot pattern side. Look like it's a huge pillow. I'm gonna try to draw it as large as I can, but yeah. I freehanded this, but if it's more comfortable for you to print out and trace or whatever, that's fine, but I'm just more of a freehand type of person, so whatever you're more comfortable with. And I'm going to cut him out, put him on another piece of the fabric, and then cut that out, and that'll be the other side of my pillow. Now that they are both ironed, both good to go, while I'm on this fabric, he has ears. So I want to cut him out some ears. So now both elephants, both ears cut out, done. Let me show you guys. It might be hard to see because of the pattern, but so this is what I've done so far. I've cut out the ears, and then this is the little blanket guy that's on the elephant's back that I've cut out. Before I even do anything else, I think I'm gonna glue that down along with the accessories that go on it. Now, I didn't say this at the beginning of the video, but obviously my pattern of my fabric is different. I couldn't find the precise one like that, so I found one close that I thought looked really good. So that's what I chose. I know it looks different. I got the memo, trust me. So now for the lining of it, I got these really cool, awesome tan beads. I feel like I don't need to take these off the string, but you know what? I'm gonna put my tassels down first. So instead of gluing these down, I think I'm actually gonna sew them in so they're a little more sturdy. You can fabric glue these if you want to, but to me, sewing is a little more of like a backup, like I know it's gonna stay in if I sew it down. So that's what I'm gonna do. All I do when I sew these in is I just go from back to front, and I just tighten it to make sure it's not gonna move. Sewing's not hard, it's easy, like anyone can do it even if you're not a sewer. All of my tassels are now sewn down. While I was there, I also decided to sew on the ends of the beads. I fabric glued the rest down as well, and then sewed the ends here at the top. Again, you can fabric glue these down if you want to. I just prefer to sew. I think it's a little more sturdy and durable, but you could do it either way. And while I was waiting for the fabric glue to dry, I actually sewed together one of my ears. I took the two pieces, see how they're side by side, and then I just flipped them back to back like this, and then I just sewed along the edge. Now I left this little opening right here because we're actually gonna put a little bit of the stuffing in it, because right now it's inside out. That's how I sewed it. So I'm gonna turn it inside out. Going to place this inside. Now I just folded the edges in. I'll probably fabric glue this shut, and I'm gonna do the same thing to this ear. Okay, you guys might notice the different clothing. I know. I started this last night after I had gotten home from work. I was already exhausted. I stopped to have dinner, and then all of a sudden Stranger Things season 3 was on, and that just led to me not doing anything for the rest of the night. So I apologize. I'm back today to finish this with you guys. So where we left off was I finished both of my elephant ears, and the last thing I want to do before I put those on is I want to draw on his eye. It's like a little almond shaped tadpole kind of. I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't want to make it too much darker just because, yeah, I'm going to sew over it, so you're not going to see it, but still, just in case. Now, again, I know a lot of you guys don't like to sew or don't know how to sew. I can tell you all day long how easy it is. It is not difficult, but to each his own. If you really don't want to sew, I mean, you can use other things like draw it on or use puffy paint or whatever it is you want to use, but honestly, I feel like if you sew it on, it's just gonna look so much better. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Okay, do you see this? Do you see all these colors I have? Out of all these colors, I don't have black. The most basic color I don't have. The only dark colors I have are blue and purple, and that's not gonna match. I think I'm gonna go with this brown color, and I'm gonna need to buy black thread. By the way, if you're wondering why these are in a container like this, I actually bought this whole set with everything in it at an estate sale that I went to with my best friend, and I bought this for, I want to say like $4 or $5 for all of these. Estate sales are where it's at, so if you've never been, you need to go. So if you are going to be brave and travel into the world of sewing, I'll do a close-up so you guys can see exactly what it is I'm doing. But basically, it's the same thing that I did on the ears, just going under, over, under, over. Like, it's really, this is a little more tedious because it needs to be thicker so you can see it. but it's all the same motion. It's all simple. It's just repetitive. That's all. Now I know some people are impatient and they don't want to do all that, and they're like, that's why I don't want to sew, because it takes too long. Well, sometimes if you want your ish to look good, you need to put time into it. And the rest of making this did not take that long, so I feel like you could put a little effort into sewing here and there. So I know it's really light, but if you guys can see where I drew on the eye, right in this section right here, I'm just gonna be following that with my thread. They kind of made it like a dashed pattern, so let's see if I can do that. I'm gonna start by going out, then I'm gonna go a little ways over and come back down. Okay, and then I'm gonna pull through to get some extra, and then just get as close as possible to the original hole. So we're gonna come back out this side and then go back in where we first came out. Just a nice over under, okay? Now, I'm not a professional sewer by any means, not even gonna pretend like I am, but I do my best. And all you wanna do is, again, get as close as possible to the others that you just did. And you're just gonna go over this a few times until it looks like a solid dash. So you guys saw how easy that was. All I did with the thread was go back, forth, and made my little eye dash line. So we just have 2 more steps and we are almost finished. So now what we need to do is we need to sew our ears on. All right. So again, doing the same pattern of sewing that I did for the eyes and the ears, I'm gonna do to sew the ears on to the front face. Just to double fasten it is I'm going back to the other side where I started on the ear, just to kind of get it like a little double safety net, make sure it's on there really well, and then also so I can tie it off on one end and make it easy on myself. First ear is on there, it is done. I kind of put it on there a little crooked, like just a little, but it's hard to sew in a straight line. I was about to put the second ear on the other side, but then I'm thinking, if I'm not doing the blanket design that I have on the front of this on the back, and I wasn't planning doing an eye on the other side, do I need to even put an ear on the other side? I feel like no, there would be no point. Okay, so if not that, I can move on to the big, basically almost final step. I can start sewing this guy shut. So just like I did with the ears, I am going to turn my elephant inside out, and I'm gonna line it all up. Just like everything else, I'm gonna do the stitch pattern sewing all the way around the edges of the pillow. I'm gonna leave a little bit of a gap open, don't forget, because we still have to put the stuffing inside before we close it up. So let's get to it. I left a little opening in the belly. I'm gonna start putting the stuffing in. I'm gonna try to glue you shut. I feel like this is gonna get real messy real quick. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna let it dry for a little bit, and then when it's good and solid, I'm gonna maneuver some fluff around because I'm seeing areas that have more than others. So we'll wait for that to dry. Here's my finished elephant. I decided to name him Alfred. He kind of looks like an Alfred to me. I always name all my stuff. Don't ask me why, I just do. For there being a $7 price difference, he doesn't look awful, but I think I prefer the Urban Outfitter one to mine. I'm so sorry. Again, he's not awful, but you know, things like my little trunk, he just, he was not with it. He was not game for this, and he's kind of just lingering there. Of course, I already told you guys I am not a perfect seamstress. I just do what I can. So some areas my seam is really, really good, and then other parts, it's a little janky, but I can fabric glue it closed. So it's not a huge deal. The whole blanket tassel area came out nice. I'm actually quite proud of how well the eye turned out. It looks relatively close to the photo, so I think that's my proudest part of the whole elephant, of my whole Alfred. Aww. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know how close you think I came, or if I completely failed it, or if you might actually prefer Alfred, if his charm has worked on you and, you know, you kind of like his style a little bit. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. I'll be posting videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and then of course Sundays are my price challenge videos. If you guys have anything you want me to price challenge, leave it in the comments along with a link of the picture to the item, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!